This is what
That's
I got
nice.
right now.
Yeah. Maybe you don't grow to hate a sound like this because I feel like nature, this sound occurs
So
naturally.
that's called Hideout Grove, and I used to have this, and this is called Caribbean Cove.
Oh. Can I hear nuclear meltdown now?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Dark Rhino Security Confidential Happy Hour. I'm Chris Kazel. We've got Rory Michael here. Just a little fun episode this week. Not much happening in the news. We'll touch on it a little bit, but mostly just Rory and I doing what we do whenever we sit down next to each other. So here we go.
Get ready.
Okta had a pretty big breach like 6 months ago. Do you remember that one? This was the one somebody in the Okta support desk, their account got hacked and they had access to client
Yeah,
Oktas.
I remember that.
So,
That was February. That's kind of. I think we
yeah,
talked about that already.
that's old news. But that was like social engineering got them in.
Hmm.
For this one, I think it only affected
Oh, there's
4 or 5
another one.
clients. Yeah, but somebody, I don't know if they got a list of names or what it is. I'll have to find the article because a client actually showed it to me and he was like, what protections do we have in place? But it was the same kind of thing. People who were super administrators in their direct Okta, so like Okta had no, it wasn't a breach like an exploit or a vulnerability in their product. It was like same thing. Somebody got phished, they're social engineered into going in as a super admin and unblocking or creating an account for people or whatever it was. So
Yeah.
it's the same kind of thing where it wasn't actually like a vulnerability in the code. It was just all of the human element. And I was like, there's not really anything you can do about that.
Yeah. That's just poor. I don't know. Poor maintenance, maybe.
Yeah, because they all have MFA.
Poor user maintenance.
Yeah, they all have MFA. You can like train your company about what is it like social engineering and phishing and stuff,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if they go in and they keep clicking like approve on the MFA prompt and like typing in the code and somebody's talking them through it, there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
if they're supposed to have access. So they were asking me what they can do, and I said, there's not really that much you can do. You just have to educate them.
Yeah.
And other things like force your admins to sign in from the VPN or the corporate network or something, but still, like, if they want to get in, they can. You can't really stop them. It's just kind of sad.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is true. But
At least it wasn't like a vulnerability with Okta.
yeah, it's always no good when it's like a technical problem. It's
Yeah.
always it's almost it's pleasing to hear when it's a social engineering thing because then at least okay, well the technology works,
Yeah.
right?
It's just
But
an ignorant user.
yeah, there's not much you can do about that.
I wonder if they keep their job after that kind of thing.
I know for a fact there's companies who like if you fail a phishing test X amount of times, they let you go because you're a security risk.
Well, I mean, if it's happening multiple times, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. See, and I don't know like
I think it's reasonable.
I don't know the number with that, if it's like 3 times or 5 times or 20 times, but dude, me, I would be like 1 time. Those tests are so easy.
Yeah. And like when we do the phishing software for people, like one of our clients, it's like 50 users maybe. The first one person got lured and failed, and he made a announcement about it and like posted the metrics around the test to the company for everybody to see.
Mhm.
It's been perfect scores since then. Like nobody wants to be.
That guy.
Yeah, you know.
Well, you know what? I think, man, like I never really look at an email for more than 3 seconds if it's something that I'm not expecting to see.
Right.
So, like, if I email somebody and I'm waiting for that person to email me back, or I'm expecting a reply, then that's an email I'll pay attention to. But like any email that comes up in my inbox that's just there
Yeah.
and I didn't solicit it,
Mm-hmm.
like actively solicit it. Obviously, there's things that come daily that you subscribe to or what have you,
Right.
but I don't pay very close attention to those.
I know.
So these people who get into trouble with phishing emails, like you think every email that you get is like mass important to you. I mean, and maybe there are jobs where it is,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think it depends because like if it looks to me like spam, because you know how in Outlook you see the left hand pane and it's like the beginning of the subject you see.
Yeah.
If it looks like spam, I just like click it to mark it as read and keep going. I don't even look at the contents. But
Hmm.
a lot of the ones I see that people actually do open are any kind of impersonation. Like if it's your CEO's name at a weird domain, they'll still open that and read it for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's hard to say.
Well, you know what? Dude, I have is that so on my phone, I have it set so that anytime Kevin or Manoj email me, it like dings. And
Smart.
what I've noticed is that I get sometimes impersonation emails from Kevin, but more so what I do get is um like Zoho CRM tasks that come from Kevin Casey, but they don't ding my phone. So the
Okay.
only
Yeah.
thing that will ding my phone that when it's from Kevin
Yeah.
is
That specific
that
address.
specific address.
Yeah. That's smart.
Right.
See, I have it do that with certain clients, and then like if somebody mentions Okta
Mm,
in the email, then it does it. So
yeah.
yeah, same kind of thing.
Right.
But if somebody knew that, they would email me about Okta.
Now they might.
We gotta beep that out.
Yeah.
Gotta beep out my keywords.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, security at the end of the day, dude, it's always going to be user error 99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's think about how much harder it is to find a vulnerability and then exploit that vulnerability and then be able to do something with that exploited information off that vulnerability.
Yeah.
Think about how easy it is to manipulate someone. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. There's foolish people out there.
Like I was telling you about that breach with that hospital system back in Wisconsin. I promise you, dude, it was 100%, you know,
User error.
user error slash, um,
Just some kind of general carelessness.
yeah, but like, yeah, social engineering. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I promise you, it wasn't like their email scanning went down for like 24 hours or something like that. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
The hospitals are usually pretty tight with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I have seen a lot of like accepted risk kind of stuff, like a really old application or like an old database or something that's still used to this day that's been there for 20 years that's not updated or anything
Hmm.
and they can't update it. They just like write off the risk. Like we know that
Yeah.
this system is unpatched and there's nothing we can do about it. And that kind of stuff is like that's that's when social engineering like isn't even
Gets you.
relevant. You can just exploit that stuff.
Yeah. It's
And we
true.
do see it all the time. I'm gonna finish the art bag while we're here.
Yeah.
Unless you want some more.
No, you got it, brother.
Can I have your cube?
Yeah. You want the glass?
No, just a cube.
Sharing is caring at Dark Rhino Security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, which is probably all of you who are watching this, um, we have amassed an exquisite collection of bourbon, whiskey, scotch,
There's some rum in there.
some rum in there, and
Mhm.
some brandy as well. But
Yeah.
it's like six shelves plus the top, and the cabinet's probably like this wide,
Yeah. It's pretty cool actually.
this deep, maybe. So it's a good collection.
What's what's Hennessy considered again?
Cognac.
Cognac. There's some cognac in there too.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something for everybody except vodka.
There's no vodka in there. And you know what? You remember I was telling you about that vodka I got, the Jewel of Russia? I still haven't tried it yet.
Well,
You
if
know,
it's bad, you can put it in.
you know what, dude? I was almost gonna bring it in because Vince loves vodka,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, man, I don't want to take it out of my freezer now and transport it here.
True.
Like
Might get weird.
I want it. It's in the freezer. It's staying in the freezer.
Yeah, so you can really put it on display too.
No, you can't now. That's the thing. But I do like that. My whiskey cabinet at home is it's almost full.
Yeah,
and I don't have much space, but it's
lucky. Mine's empty. No more for net.
yeah.
I was thinking about this thing because Counter Strike 2 is coming out.
Mhm.
And have you ever played Counter Strike?
No,
No, it's like it's a kind of it's not an old game, but like CS:GO is the one that's out right now.
was that Counter Strike go?
Yeah, Global Offensive, Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Okay.
It was like the last iteration. The new one just came out. Um, but I was reading, and there's all this like controversy because when you buy a game on Steam, for Steam,
Yeah.
yeah, when you buy a game on Steam, it's not like the old days where you go to Target or whatever and buy a PlayStation game and you have the disc.
Mhm.
You're essentially leasing it from Steam.
Really?
Yeah, so you don't actually own a physical copy of it.
That could be troublesome.
It is weird, right? Because
Does that apply to all the digital copies? Like if you go in the PlayStation Store, you buy a
mm,
game, you own that copy, right, or whatever.
I don't know. I like the if you buy the downloadable content on like the PlayStation Network or at the Xbox, I don't even know what it's called anymore. The Xbox,
Xbox Store, maybe. I don't.
yeah,
I
it's like
don't.
Microsoft Store,
My, yeah, I think that's what it is. Microsoft Store.
whatever it is. I don't think you. I think it's the same kind of thing. I'm guessing,
Yeah,
but with Steam, it's like in the agreement now that you don't like your right to play is revoked on a whim, essentially.
that's probably. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure, bro. They find out you're some. I'll just say controversial figure. Either way.
You can be denied from playing Counter
Oh yeah,
Strike.
I'll take your Counter Strike.
Probably. I think school should teach you how loans work for one thing, and like how credit works. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the time, people get a credit card and have no idea what the hell's happening behind. Like, what if I don't pay it this month? Like, most people don't know what occurs there when they get their first credit card. That'd be a good skill.
Yeah.
Could have saved me a bit of trouble way back when.
I think that's everyone, man. I mean, credit cards are like, you know what the worst thing about a credit card is that you have no real way to comprehend how much you're actually spending. I mean, you just
Yeah,
swipe it,
yeah,
versus like, dude, you put you want to see how much money you actually spend, walk around with cash, man.
hmm
Like when I go on vacation, I try to take cash with me instead. And then the last place we went, I took $400. It was like a weekend thing. Sunday, dude, I was down to like $20.
yeah, yeah. That's
You
a good
know,
point. You don't really think about it when it's just like numbers out there.
yeah. But you got cash, it just
I agree with you.
flies.
This is what I was thinking about with the Steam thing because, like, speaking of credit, you don't actually own these games that you buy, right?
Hmm.
Everybody buys on credit. Most adults are in debt.
Yeah.
Most people rent. Like, there's fewer people of our generation who own homes and whatnot. Most people don't have assets, or they're like renting or leasing a car. Someday we're gonna literally own nothing except food, which you consume on the spot.
And it'll be bugs.
Yeah, eating bugs.
Don't forget that.
But I can see somewhere down the line nobody owns anything.
That's the whole goal, dude. You will own nothing and like it.
Everybody streams now. Nobody buys a DVD.
That's a true shame, man. And I was saying I'm telling stuff like she's basically the only one I talk to, right?
That's right.
But I want to have, dude, a nice like home theater
hmm
system,
Yeah,
But I want like shelves of the DVDs. I don't want to have to
yeah,
like,
the classic.
you know what I mean? Yeah, because like then you own that.
hmm
I mean, I think about that all the time with like streaming services and stuff. Like they just turn off the power. You don't know anything
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. People, even like Spotify, people don't really buy albums anymore.
Yeah.
Right? People pay a subscription to Apple Music and whatever, but you don't own any of that.
Yes, I know. It's
It's weird.
crazy.
Someday, like everything is slowly getting rolled over into that model. Our businesses too, software as a service.
Yeah.
You don't own,
The licenses.
yeah, like Symantec on a disc anymore like it used to be. It's yeah, if you stop paying your licensing fee, you don't have protection.
Yeah. That's how they want it, man. It's crazy.
And everything is slowly getting rolled over into that price model or that I don't know strategy. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I wonder if it actually people actually make more money doing it that way. Like
I don't think it's the money, man. I think it's the control. I think you have so much more control when you can pull something from someone like
Mm.
that, versus if I buy something from you, it's mine now. Like I own it. As long as I have physical possession of it, I own it. So I really don't care as long as the value of whatever it is that I bought from you that I now own outweighs the repercussion of not doing whatever you want me to do. But if
Yeah.
I don't own it, if you can take it from me, you hold a lot more power.
Yeah. Yeah,
Control, I'll say.
but do you think like this day and age, if you
Mhm.
sold like 100 DVDs, you've got to make more money in the short term than you do with like a subscription to a streaming service. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so anymore.
Hmm.
I'll put it like this. I think right now, if you went out on the street, you would get more money selling somebody a subscription for a streaming service for 6 months than selling someone 100 DVDs.
Hmm. I'd be curious to see because I don't. I guess my point is I don't think it's all motivated by like capitalism. Like I feel like you can make more selling physical media in the moment. I guess a 6 month commitment might pay off in the long run. But generally, when you sell like a bunch of DVDs, people use that to go and make their next movie or something immediately. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Maybe it's more stable to operate on
so I
the.
think I think retro speaking, yes, but I think present day and age, no.
It's probably more stable. You can kind of plan out better how much you'll make month to month rather than being, I guess, a slave to how much your last movie made or something or
I
last
just think right
release.
now the perceived value is around streaming and it's around,
Mm.
that instant ability, right?
The
So
convenience.
yeah, the convenience, right? And I think there's nothing that jeopardizes the status quo. And while that maintains, people aren't going to buy DVDs. Like people don't care because it's like I don't need that. The internet works just fine.
Yeah.
I can log in. You know,
Yeah.
this is this is something too that I was talking about today is
With who?
you know who. um I don't know what to say differently there, but so all the writers and actors are on strike, right? I know, new stuff is being produced. Well, some selective stuff is, I guess, but majority is of it is not. Dude, there's so much movies, media, shows on all the streaming platforms.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. I was like, I
Yeah.
could I could probably watch something nonstop for years and I still wouldn't have watched a quarter of what's even on just one streaming application.
Yeah.
Now you have two, three, four. I
Yeah.
mean, you got content for days.
I mean, there's a lot of garbage, but yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of garbage with anything, but
Do you have Disney Plus?
yeah,
Do you watch Endor, the Star Wars one?
I don't like Star Wars.
This one I actually liked. I'm not a
See,
Star
I
Wars
never,
lover.
I never got into Star Wars, so I don't feel if I started anything related to that I would get it.
Not even the original three films
I'd
from.
watch them.
Oh, dude, they're classics.
I just,
The new ones aren't good, but the original three were classics. I didn't like the new ones. Who am I to say if they're good or bad?
I don't know. I just can't. I'm not a big like sci-fi guy.
Yeah,
I
but
do like Predator though. I like that.
pretty different from to Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. Do you like? You want to see an Alien?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I gotta watch Alien.
Like a newer one or like the classic
The
AVP?
first one,
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Alien, with the Ridley Scott film.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and then the second one where they're shooting them on the. Okay,
yeah. Yeah, my dad used to watch those, so I watched them when
yeah,
I was a
those are good.
kid. But like my favorite. You know what to me is the standard of a movie, bro? James Bond movies.
Yeah, do
Like
love James Bond.
I remember being a little kid and watching GoldenEye.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that to me, like that was like a mind opening
You
experience.
like Pierce Brosnan, James Bond?
I do like him, but I like Craig more.
I like Daniel Craig. Yeah,
I think he has way more class. I'll say
yeah, a little bit.
a
Yeah,
little bit. You know, I don't know. He's the perfect one, in my opinion.
yeah. Those Pierce Brosnan ones were action packed though.
They're action packed, and those to me with him are like they set the stage for that early 2000s action movie. Like
Yeah,
everything Vin Diesel ever did was
yeah.
because of what Pierce Brosnan did,
That's a good
and
point. Triple X would not exist
that's what I'm
without.
saying. All those movies, bro.
Yeah,
Triple X, Fast and Furious,
that's a good
like
point.
all those 90-minute action packed movies, they would not have happened if Pierce Brosnan didn't do what he did in
Yeah.
GoldenEye, um, all the ones he made.
Tomorrow Never
Tomorrow Never
Dies.
Dies. He made like four of them, I think.
Um, yeah. Uh, Dino Day.
Yeah,
There's there's got to be more.
I think there's four of them. But his double O movies were the most like they set the standard for what an action movie was supposed to be.
Yeah,
And then after everything that came after that was like, okay, this is where we're at now. Like the explosions, car chases,
yeah.
gunfights.
Even nowadays, the Daniel Craig ones feel maybe a little more realistic.
Oh
I think
yeah,
that a lot of movies follow those.
but I think that's just because of action and stunt and CGI got so much better.
Yeah.
His. I mean,
But Pierce Brosnan was like jumping from helicopter to helicopter and like doing crazy shit like that.
yeah,
I feel like Daniel Craig's a little more mellow.
yeah. His were definitely more realistic, and I think his were way more like there was a much. They relied more on the story to draw you in versus Pierce Brosnan's. They were straight just action movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just went from scene to scene to scene of straight up action. But Daniel Craig's was like, there's an allure, there's a story here.
Yeah.
We're working towards something bigger.
Anna de Armas is here.
Yeah,
They sucker you in.
yeah, right. Yeah, totally.
And could you imagine not owning a DVD of Goldeneye?
I want to own every 007 DVD
Oh, that'd be cool.
as a collect because I think personally, if those films ever got lost, media like the movie industry as a whole is whatever at
Yeah,
that point.
that's true.
Those movies were, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's not the same for everyone, but to me, those are like the pinnacle of movies that you go to the movie theater to see.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, man, there's certain movies like when they come out, they were never meant to go be seen in theaters. Like, great, they came out, cool.
Yeah.
They're in theaters, whatever. But there are certain movies that they were specifically meant to be watched in theaters, and every Double Seven movie is one of those movies, 100%.
I've probably seen like the last 10 in theaters.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Nobody missed,
Yeah.
going to see that. Like Top Gun Maverick, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
Everybody
was a
seen
movie to
it.
go see in theaters.
But it also wasn't released on stream. They did it right.
They made you. They
Yeah.
made you see it in
But
theaters.
but you're right. Yeah. Some movies are just made for it.
Yeah.
Like Book Club, the next chapter, not worth seeing.
That's what I mean. Like, silly movies like that where you can just like hang out on the couch and whatever, curl up, with your girl or with your guy,
Shit.
whatever.
I wouldn't even enjoyed it then. Worst movie I've ever seen. Saw it for Mother's Day. Was not my decision. Terrible.
I think I remember you telling me.
No plot. They just went to Italy. That was the whole movie.
I don't know. Nobody watches TV like that anymore, though.
It's all like, I don't know. That's what's weird about watching stuff on Disney Plus, Netflix. It all gets like, released at once too, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Soph about this.
Oh, were you changing things up? Huh?
Yeah, right. What's crazy to me is how. So we watched Sons of Anarchy,
Mhm.
and we watched the whole show maybe in a month, maybe 6 weeks. And dude, I remember people were like nuts about that show when it came out. But I was thinking when this came out, I mean, they only released one season a year, 10 episodes a year. So when that 10-week period was up, I mean, dude, you had 42 weeks to go until you were
Mhm.
able to like
Yeah.
fill the hole with what's happening with Jack's Anarchy crew,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I see
So
what
I
you mean.
mean, people you like would just clamor. It's like Sopranos, dude.
Yeah.
Like I guess like people lost their minds when the Sopranos ended how it
Mhm.
ended, but that's because they sunk. How long is Sopranos? I think it's 6 seasons, 7 seasons.
I don't know. I haven't watched it all the way through.
So ideally, you sunk 7 years of your life into that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
The last show I watched on television weekly was Game of Thrones,
Yeah,
and I didn't even watch the last couple seasons because I wasn't that into it. But it's the same kind of thing. Like during the off time, the anticipation is just builds. That's why it's so cool.
that's what I mean. And like I think that's an allure that is completely gone. That's history now because if there's a show that comes out now and they're on streaming service, obviously, I'm not gonna watch it, you know, like week to week to week to week. I'll just wait till the whole thing comes out
Yeah.
and then I'll just binge watch it.
Hmm.
And you just don't get that anymore. Like you're never going to be able to create that suspense and that like anticipation for a series ever again because people are going to be like, "Well, I'll just wait till it comes out. I can watch the whole thing."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, they don't do a great job of being like May 1st, new season of Sons of Anarchy. It kind of appears one day.
Yeah,
Whereas on like network TV, for 3 months there would be like clips from the upcoming season playing.
yeah.
They don't do a good job saying what stuff's coming out or anything.
No, I do agree with that. They got to find a better way to advertise upcoming stuff, but
Yeah,
I
like
don't
I
know.
just randomly check and see what's new. I have no idea what to expect.
Well, I never watched TV shows like series prior to streaming services.
All right.
Yeah, I never like got into anything
Hmm.
except for Family Guy. I watched Family Guy because that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was on every night.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Not watch it?
Yeah, I watched I watched The Office and I watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, see, I watched The Office on Netflix when it first was on there streaming, and I
Yeah,
watched the whole thing in I don't know
I remember
a
watching
couple
that
months.
weekly, but that was like a cultural phenomenon. Everybody watched it.
See, that was before my time. I think I was in sixth grade when The Office was like hot,
Hmm.
just coming off the press, right?
Yeah,
And I never watched it, but now even like watching it and thinking back to where I was in that time, everything would have gone
yeah,
right over
wouldn't
my
have
head.
cared.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have thought it was that.
yeah.
I would have been like, "This show's stupid."
I think I was at that time. I was eighth grade or freshman year in high school. But it was, I just remember it being really popular at school. Like everybody would watch it and then talk about it the next day. So if you wouldn't be included, you had to watch it too.
Yeah. See, dude, that's lost now with streaming services. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
they all watch Euphoria and talk about that. They still do it.
what's Euphoria?
That's just like a Zoomer show,
Oh, is it?
kind of. Yeah,
Oh, never seen
I did watch that one.
it. Yeah.
Ginny in Georgia. You ever seen that one? No, that was all made me watch that.
Oh,
It's like
no.
for current high schoolers, I guess.
Yeah. See, no.
Well, that's okay. Not worth it. That one's not worth it.
No, man. I don't know. I can't say I've watched anything really recently that I would recommend. Um, I don't know. It's all mediocre at best.
You know, Tom Brady directed 80 for Brady.
Doesn't surprise me.
He's making movies now.
He's got to do something.
Why? He's probably rich as heck.
Oh, he definitely is. He's got that deal with Fox. I'm pretty sure.
He's probably loaded. He doesn't have to keep doing stuff. You know, Sean Connery, once he hit the top, he walked away. He stopped making movies.
That's the way to do it.
Hasn't done anything since.
You know what I was going to say though is what I really actually do enjoy is like sometimes I stumble across these free movies on YouTube
Uh,
that are more documentary esque.
Give us an example.
Okay, I watched last week. No, it was like 2 weeks ago. It was like an hour and 6 minutes long. but it was this documentary on traditional Irish pubs in Ireland,
Oh,
and they interviewed, they talked with like 7 or 8 different bar owners. Oh, dude, it was, I don't know. I thought it was great. I
sounds
thought it was
cool.
freaking fantastic, educational, interesting, enjoyable, and something. You know what I miss the most about traditional television, man, is streaming. I have to know what I want to watch.
Mm.
But traditional TV, you just sit down and you would just channel surf until you found something that was like, okay, I'll watch it, and then you just got sunk in.
Or you just watch it because it's on next and you don't want to get up and get the remote. You know what I mean? It picks for you.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
with you. You scroll forever now.
Scroll forever. Scroll till you die,
Yep.
or your soul leaves, whichever happens first.
Hopefully, soul doesn't leave. Speaking of scrolling forever, this podcast can't go on forever. So
You're right. That's the end.
thanks for
Goodbye.
the time, everybody.